What is up, guys? My name is Rich. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a brand new video. The Canadiens played tonight, as you can tell by this video going up. Actually, probably yesterday, because by the time we're recording this, it is 11:52 p.m. But yeah, the Montreal Canadiens, they played tonight against the Seattle Kraken, Game 4 of a 5-game road trip. We are all the way out west. And yeah, we ended up winning this one, as you can tell probably by the jersey, if not the score, if not the title. Yeah, for those of you who are new here, how we do this is I go through the lines for both teams. I give a little game summary, recap, analysis. Then I give the stats for the Habs. Then we get on out of here. So yeah, we're going to get right into it. Usually I would be reading your comments, but again, on this road trip, I'm only doing videos because I don't want to disrupt my parents who are upstairs and probably sleeping. So we're going to be doing the live streams again once we get back from the road trip, because the remainder of the year it is only... not home games. It's only 7 p.m. starts, I believe. So, yeah. The opening lines for the Canadiens were Caulfield, Juraj Slafkovsky, Gallagher, Newhook, Armia, Anderson, Evans, Ullinen, and Pezzetta, White, Harvey, Pinard. The Matheson, Guhle. I can pronounce Matheson for a second, but Matheson, Guhle, Jack Savard, and Struble Harris were on the blue line. Cayden Primeau would get the start as I expected. Sam Montembeau would back him up. He's been quite decent recently. Primeau has been incredible. I want to say his last 3 starts, I want to say he's won all 3 of them. I can actually look it up real quick. But yeah, Kaiden Primeau, I know he has been great recently. It's not counting tonight's game, but actually, yeah, the Flames game they lost 5-2, but then it was the shutout against the Jackets. Allowed 3 goals against the Lightning, and then allowed 4 to the Penguins, and had the win against the Ducks. So he has been quite solid, I think, over the last 2 months, I guess you could say. Yeah, I was very happy that he played great tonight, and we'll get into how he played great, aside from allowing just 1 goal tonight, but we'll get into that more in the actual game recap. The opening lines for the Kraken were Tolvanen, Beniers, Eberle, Schwartz, McCann, Burakovsky, Tanev, Gord, Bjorkstrand, and Tatar, Belmar, Cartier, at least up front. Dumoulin, Schultz, Alexiak, Borgen, and Evans, that is Reichert, not Jake, obviously. Larson were on the blue line. Philipp Grubauer would get the start net for the Kraken. And this is ironic. Joey Daccord backs him up, getting a rest for the next few games. I mean, he kind of would, actually, but yeah. Before the game, the only change to the Habs lineup, Ullinen is in for Tanner Pearson. Habs press in the opening minutes. Kraken do get the first couple shots on nets. Riker Evans has a chance for a second NHL goal. There's a good press for the Kraken. There's a tricky rebound that comes out to the Kraken. Big rebound save by Primeau. Pezzetta has a nice hit along the boards. Michael Pezzetta played probably his best game as a Montreal Canadian tonight. He was very noticeable, throwing the body. Good turnovers he was causing. Yeah, he played a very solid game tonight, and I think at this point, honestly, I'd have no issue if he was the consistent 4th-line winger, at least next season, at least. I'd have no problem there. And, of course, once Florian's ready, he'll probably take over Pezzetta as the resident 4th-line grinder. But Pezzetta, I'd have no issue re-signing him because I think he's a pending UFA. If he wants to come back, I'd have no issue because I think this year he has massively improved his game and his fighting skill as well. Thank you, Pezzetta, for going from the worst Montreal Canadian to like the least bad, I guess you could say. But he's in my opinion he's been the biggest turnaround because Slafkovsky, he's 19. You could tell it was going to take time for him to pan out. Pezzetta, we thought he's the whatever. He's really turned his game around, and I think he's actually a pretty reliable 4th-line grinder. I'm quite happy with his game this season, and especially again tonight. He was actually the 3rd star. Craig Button called it in the 3rd period. Pezzetta would be the 3rd star. He played a very solid game. But the 4th-line pressure transitions into the 1st line, and we score. It looks to be Juraj Slafkovsky's goal at first. He looks to tip the shot in front. However, upon the update, they did give the goal to Guhle, who gets it. It was tipped by an own man in front. But Guhle would get the goal from Caulfield and Suzuki. Habs press for the 1-0 lead. They get it on their first... They get the 1-0 lead on their first shot. The Canadiens, big chance there. I did put Rip Slaf Lamau. Yeah, Habs starting to press, despite the Kraken really leading in the shots. Pezzetta has a nice play along the boards. And we score. Alex Newhook tips a shot in front. Guhle and Pezzetta with the assists on that goal. It is 2-0 for the Canadiens on their first 2 shots of the game. Newhook had a very solid game as well, and Pezzetta gets rewarded with an assist. Good on him. He deserves it. Guhle, 2 points on the first 2 goals of the game. Kraken pressure. There's a chance in front of Burakovsky. Primeau makes the big stop there. Kraken presses a tip shot, just stopped by the toe of Primeau. That's a really solid one. The Kraken actually leading shots 9-2. I want to say that's about 11 minutes in. Habs press the other way. Slafkovsky has a nice setup. Jack looks for Harvey Pinard, but isn't able to find him, though. Habs presses a tip shot, just stopped by Grubauer for, I believe, his first save of the game. Grubauer didn't see any of it, by the way, so it was just one of those, oh, I made a save. Cool. During a puck battle in the Habs corner, Struble got away with what it looked to be 8 cross checks. It was like, okay, just 1, 2. Third one sends the guy kind of down 4, 5. He just, not malicious, but just those like tiny little cross checks that's like, okay, and 1 or 2 you can get away with, but that third one, it's like, probably should get called. Struble got very lucky there, and that he didn't get called for any of those. He had a near hit from behind. Thankfully it didn't look too bad. The guy got right up, but a near hit from behind that wasn't called in the third as well. Struble got very lucky tonight. The Habs would go to the power play. Shortly after, the fourth line pressure does lead to a power play. Harvey Pinard gets tripped by Jamie Alexiak. The Habs do try to press. Kraken are able to clear. There's a nice setup, a tic-tac-toe play. Caulfield just can't finish off the nice pass from Slafkovsky. Just fanned on it, unfortunately. He basically had a wide open net. Probably would have made it 3-0. Kraken do kill it off. The Habs are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Kraken get a small burst. There's a good stop by Primeau. The rebound, he does stop that at the side of the net as well. Kraken getting chances, but they just are not able to score. Cayden Primeau really had their number tonight. And I know you could say the last 3 games that he's played very well they've been against bottom feeder teams, really, you could say. Or at least bottom of the league. Because I don't think calling Seattle a bottom feeder is really appropriate considering what they did last year. And they have a relatively the same roster this year. I think it's just been too late for them to fire Hextall. What's his name? I can't remember his name right now. It's not Ron Hextall. What's his name? Damn it. I can't remember his name. But whoever their head coach is, I know he was a former Flyers head coach. Ron Hackstall. Hackstall. What's his first name? It's not Hextall, it's Hackstall. Dave Hackstall. There are people screaming at me, it's Dave Hackstall! Well, I heard you guys. But yeah, it's too late for them to fire Hackstall, I think, during the season. It's probably an off-season move. At least I would. I don't think Hackstall ever should have been hired as the Seattle head coach, but I got into the playoffs with him. They made it to the second round. They upset the Colorado Avalanche and then got destroyed by the Stars that Game 7, unfortunately. But yeah, so Seattle, hire me as your head coach. I will lead you to the playoffs. I will lead you all to the glory land, to the glory place of time. Habs score suddenly. Sudden 2-on-1 for Nick Suzuki. Shoots it, and he scores on Grubauer from Harris and Slafkovsky. So Slafkovsky does tie Mario Tremblay. We thought he did on the first goal, but on the third goal, he is given an assist, and Juraj Slafkovsky has tied Mario Tremblay for the most points in a single season by a teenager. He has 2 games left to break it. It is the away game against Colorado, and then the home game against the Flyers. Those are his last 2 chances to break Mario Tremblay's record for points in a single season by a teenager. I'm hoping he can do it. That'd be awesome. I know Stefan Richer was up there. Kasperi Kokiniemi, as TSN put in the graphic. I think Galchenyuk. Those were the other 4 names up there. Not in that order, but I know it was Tremblay at the top. Kokiniemi was number 5, and I think it was Galchenyuk and Richer. So Slafkovsky's up there with some okay names. Pretty good names at the top, and then 4 and 5 are just whatever names. At least I'm pretty sure it was Richer was number 3. If Galchenyuk was, then it's a very wishy-washy top 5. Slafkovsky will probably not be a wishy-washy name. He'll be a very solid name. I mean, he is top 2 regardless, but yeah. So it's 3-0 Canadiens, and then we score again. Oh, by the way, I should say, Nick Suzuki, really nice. Look at Caulfield, kind of made Grubauer think that he was going to him, and then just took the shot. or looked at him and then took the shot. I like that. So shout out Nick Suzuki having the balls to do that with barely any space available for him. Yeah, so it's 3-0, and the Habs score again. 2 goals in 27 seconds. Alex Newhook gets his second of the night, second of the period. Gallagher and Guhle with the assists on that. It is a 4-0 Habs lead. Guhle, really nice, gets it right up to Newhook, gives it to Gallagher, and a nice little chip just to Newhook. He puts it 5-hole. And, yeah, Grubauer's out. Joey Daccord's in the net. The goal scoring was fun. And, yeah, who would have thought the Habs would get one more goal for the remainder of the game. Yeah, Guhle, by the way, first career 3-point night, first career 3-point period. He had a very good night, I think it's safe to say. Newhook would look for the hat trick later on. Habs do press for a 5-0 lead. Slaf does get a puck stripped of him. The Kraken then throw the body in the last 20 seconds. There's a little bit of feistiness at 5 seconds. So the shots are 12-9 for the Kraken. The Habs, though, with a 4-0 lead after 20 minutes. By the way, I should say, the Habs had 4 goals on 7 shots when they scored that fourth goal. It was the 7th shot of the game. Yeah, that can't do wonders for Philipp Grubauer's save percentage and goals against average. Yeah, I like Grubauer, but yeah, it's just not good. By the way, I admittedly was actually a little bit worried, funny enough, once we had the 4-0 lead, because for those who didn't see, as I'm recording this and uploading it, it's going to go up on Monday. 2 nights ago, there was the 4-0 comeback for the Penguins game. And then last night, the Blackhawks blew 4-0 lead to the Penguins. And then, no. What the fuck happened the other night? I gotta look this up real quick. I gotta find the NHL games tonight. Because I gotta remember which games it was. Which games it were, I guess you could say. It was, the Sharks blew a 4-0 lead to the Blackhawks. And the Penguins blew a 4-0 lead to the Avalanche. So... And that was earlier today, I guess you could say. The Avs game, that was earlier today. The Blackhawks game. Both games did end in overtime as well, funny enough. So, admittedly, I was a little bit worried. Once there was the 4-0 lead, I was like, oh, God. Please? And my fears would be justified. 52 seconds in. Jordan Eberle scores with a rocket of a shot, genuinely. For those who are faulting Cayden Primeau on this goal... No, that's a really good shot by Jordan Eberle. Just on the right side, quick wrister, up on the right side, just beats Primeau up top. Really solid shot. I put third down 4-1. And the thought was creeping, like, okay, if they score one soon, just not good. The Kraken do press, but the Habs go to the power play. Burakovsky is called for a hook on Jordan Harris. I thought it might have been a trip, but it was a hook. It was just the way that the stick was angled. Thought it might have been called a trip. Habs do press after a Kraken clear. Habs near break, and they're called on a penalty. Caulfield is in the slot. He is a wide open. He's wide open with the puck. Nobody near him. And Newhook's called for a hook. That sucks. Genuinely. That's not even one where it's like, oh, that's stupid penalty. No, the guys got tangled up. He ends up accidentally hooking the dude. That sucks. The Habs 0 for 2 on the power play. Kraken do press into the power play off a 4-on-4. And they score. Oliver Bjorkstrand off of a shot that gets tipped. That's home. And it's 4-2 within 5 minutes. But wait. Coach's challenge for offside. It's like with like an instant, like 10 seconds after the goal is starting to be celebrated. We have a coach's challenge for offside. The refs look at it, and maybe within 30 seconds, it's confirmed. No goal. The play was offside. It was offside by maybe an inch, 2 inches. Not extremely obvious, but it's like, that's probably offside. And the refs would agree. No goal. It is still a 4-1 Habs lead. Kraken end up icing the puck on the power play. With what originally was 13 seconds, they actually stopped. Before they drop the puck, there's a referee, Garrett Rank, who actually thought had a pretty decent game tonight as an official. Was very, very lax on the Habs. Again, with the Struble stuff, he was very, very lax tonight. Very much just let the teams play. It was really only like extremely obvious stuff that ended up getting called. But for the most part, I should say. But yeah, he goes over. There's actually an issue with the clock. So he did ask for the clock to be reset after the goal. But apparently the timekeepers didn't reset the clock on the power play. There was 13 seconds left. So they had to go back. They added 12 seconds for 25 total. That's actually really smart for them to do. The Habs do kill it off, though. The Habs are 1-4 on the PK. Pizzetta has a nice hit on a Kraken. The game is getting a little bit more physical at this stage. Habs do try to press. There's a couple loose shots, but not many tough chances for Daccord. Kraken, though, off a turnover with a sudden break. Harris shoves the man down. The good play to break that up. And then Struble goes to the box like 5 seconds after. He gets called for slashing Ty Cartier. He's drawn both of Seattle's penalties at this point. Kraken are able to get set up. However, nice clear by Evans to kill some time. I forget if it was this one or the last power play where Evans or Suzuki had a nice chance to come in. And just like I think it was last game, sends it back. There's a pass across. Boom, they get the clear. That kills off a good 30 seconds. I'm a really big fan of those types of plays. Yeah, in a situation where it's maybe a 2-1 or a tie game, yeah, you probably might want to press. But when you're up like this, up by 3, yeah, just kill time on the penalty kill. Don't try and be the hero. I like that. However, we score. Once the Kraken gets set up back the other way, Mike Matheson with a nice turnover ends up getting past Tatar. Nice speed, gets on the break, dekes out Joey Daccord, buries it on the forehand. It is a 5-1 Canadiens lead. Matheson unassisted, by the way. Beauty of a goal. It's a 5-1 Habs lead. That's all I can really say. Great goal for Matheson. Building that trade value for 2 years from now. Guhle ends up sidestepping Tanev looking for a hit. They had a bit of a conversation. I thought Jack-Eye might have come over. I was surprised that he didn't on their next shift. But, yeah, I mean, Tanev, that's kind of the player that he is. He'll look for hits and won't really respond. I like him, but you won't really be one to drop the gloves. Habs end up being 2 for 2 in the PK. Tanev then hits Guhle from behind a little bit. There is no penalty on the play, unfortunately. Primeau is a nice glove stop. That sends us to commercial with 5 left. Kraken do press in the final minutes. Primeau, nice stop on Borgen. Dumoulin ends up hitting Slafkovsky. He did not go down, though. Slaf did look a little pissed at himself on the bench, though. Kraken in the final minute do press. It was like they get a shot. There's a whistle for Primeau. Win the face-off. Shot. Pause. It's a stoppage in play. I want to say it was Burakovsky and Eberle that had the best chances there. Eberle had a really good one. And Savard makes an incredible save. Getting the puck just under Primeau as he's trying to lie down. Or as he is lying down. And, yeah, that one came with a minute left. I think that was right before the stop, win the face-off shot. I think that was right before that. But, yeah, Savard, great save there to keep the game from being 5-2. So the shots are 27-15 for the Seattle Kraken. The Habs, though, with the 5-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. Seattle press right away. There's a couple chances. Habs then go to the PK about 2.5 in. Anderson's called for a hook on Tomas Tatar. He was left wide open. Yeah, it's a hook, but Tatar wasn't going for the shot, so that's why it is a penalty and not a penalty shot. Yeah, Kraken gets some pressure. Primeau's making some good saves. Habs do get hemmed in. Cayden Primeau makes one of the best saves of the year. Easily the save of the night in this game. Wide open net. Gets across for the pad stop on Burakovsky. Another one where it looks like he barely gets his toe on it. Yeah, Cayden Primeau had himself a fucking great game tonight. And, yeah, I don't know if I'd give him the start against Colorado, but I definitely would reward him with 1 or 2 more starts than he might be getting for the remainder of the year. I'd give him 1 or 2 more, honestly. I don't know if they had it planned out that, okay, these guys are going to start this game, this guy's going to start these games, this guy will start these games. But if they had that planned out, I'd give Primeau a game or 2 more. I think he, especially in the last month, and just about the last month and 10 days or some odd number like that, since that Ducks shutout, he's really proven that, yeah, no, this kid belongs in the NHL. He's at the very least a good backup. And I think you can definitely see why there were a couple teams that were probably going to claim him if he was on waivers at the start of the year. And I think it was very smart for the guys to not waive him and instead to keep him. He looks pretty damn good this year at this stage in the stage in the season, I should say. Shots are actually 7-0 for the Kraken 9 minutes in, by the way. Caulfield, moments after that, has a shot that kind of bounces its way to Daccord. He makes his first stop of the period. I also want to point out, after the first period, I should say, the Habs were outshot, I think it was 27-10, or 24-10, something like that. So yeah, once the Habs had the 4-0 lead, they could really just kind of coast their way to the end of the game, which, for a lot of teams, yeah, it might be a bit risky, but the Habs, despite Primeau's very solid saves, there wasn't, despite the 3 or 4 really good saves, there wasn't a whole lot that was really, really tricky or really risky. It was a lot of, oh, good glove saves, oh, nice blocker. You know, the Habs were playing good defensive hockey. The Kraken were able to get pretty decent chances. Again, that Burakovsky one was an example where, yeah, Primeau had to stop it, and he made the save. I think that Primeau played a great game. All things considered, the Habs had a very solid game. Now, of course, if they were up 2-1, then yeah, I wouldn't want them to be playing that type of game. I'd want them to be pushing. But again, you're up by, at this point, 4. They're not coming back. Just, hold off. You can play defensively. Work on that place of your game. You have the offense, at this point, just work on that defensive game in-game. I'm completely fine with that. There's a weird turnover right in front. Primeau does stop Eberle as he looks to go 5-hole. Oleksiak has a slapper from the point. That's stopped by Primeau. Kraken do press. Both teams really not looking for much, though. It's 5 minutes left, about 5 minutes left. Neither team then gets shots with 3 minutes left. It was weird. For the majority of the game, it was very exciting. It was either, Habs are pressing, they're probably going to score, and holy shit, Primeau's playing very good. He's going to make some saves. And again, the last 5 minutes, it was just like, so we're just going to play this. Yeah, we know we're out game. We're just going to kill the time. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Pizzetta, though, has a nice press as he gives the fourth line a chance with 2 minutes left. The top line works for a 6-1 lead. Slaf tries to break Tremblay's record, but he just isn't able to get a puck. It's not him being selfish, it's just more like, hey, I can set up a play. He's open or whatever. But yeah, the Kraken do end up going to the power play, though, with 40 seconds left. Slafkovsky's called for a trip. That sucks. Justin Schultz is the one that gets tripped. It just tries to poke at a puck. It ends up getting Schultz in the skates. That sucks. Kraken end up hitting the crossbar. That was very lucky. Primeau, I think, makes 2 big saves right after that as he's on the ground. Big stops there for Primeau. McCann looks to have gotten hit right in front of the net. He was slow to get up. The Kraken were in offside. They don't come in offside, but they were offside because McCann was very slow to get off the ice. Hopefully he's fine there. Hopefully it was just a, he got a hit and he was just stunned kind of thing. Fans boo the Kraken off the ice. Their playoff chances are basically non-existent at this point because if I can look at their standings real quick, their playoff chances are basically done. They have 12 games left. They're 14 points back. They would need to go on at least a 6-game winning streak, which they've done that before, but right now doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, right now as it stands, the Kraken are eliminated courtesy of the Montreal Canadiens, and Habs playing spoiler. Looks like they know what it takes to be playing spoiler for the season, and I think that's how they're going to do it. Don't know how they're going to play against the Avs tomorrow, for example, or a team like Detroit. We played them the last 2 games of the year. Maybe it comes down to those 2 games for the Red Wings. They have to win both, maybe, and let's just say the Habs are probably going to sweep that 2-game series, especially once we've got Lane Hudson on our roster. The Habs win, though, 5-1 in regulation. Good to see that. Love to see the boys win. The final shots were 37-17 for the Kraken. Primeau with a fantastic game. It sucks that he did get scored on that one. Really damn good chance by Eberle. He really deserved the shutout tonight. I think Eberle he earned that goal. That was a great shot, but Primeau deserved the shutout with how great he played tonight. And I will say though, the Habs goaltending has been quite stable. Funny enough, despite Monty losing his last 6 starts, both goalies have been very reliable, and they have both been solid. There's no worries of, this guy's in net, how are we going to do? It's more so, all right, we got goaltenders in net, we're going to be fine. And most nights we typically are, so that's good. Let's get into the stats and then work our way out of here. Let's see if we can make this video less than 30 minutes this time. Nick Suzuki leads the Habs with 28 goals, 38 assists, 66 points. He is now tied his career high in points. So the odds he gets at least 1 point in the next 12 games, yeah, pretty high, I would say. Hopefully, at least one. Cole Caulfield, 20 goals, 35 assists, 55 points. Shout out him. Mike Matheson, 10 goals, 30 assists, 47 points. He finally hits double-digit numbers, or double-digit goals. He is 2 away from his career high in goals as well, by the way. Juraj Slafkovsky, 15 goals, 24 assists, 39 points. As we mentioned, ties Mario Tremblay for first in points in a single season by a teenager with the Canadiens, so props to him. Sean Monahan, who, when he was a Canadian, 13 goals, 22 assists, 35 points. Alex Newhook, 12 goals, 12 assists, 24 points. Jake Evans, 5 goals, 18 assists, 23 points. Brendan Gallagher, 11 goals, 10 assists, 21 points. Kaiden Guhle, 6 goals, 13 assists, 19 points. Josh Anderson, 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points. David Savard, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points. Yoel Armia, 11 goals, 5 assists, 16 points. Justin Barron, who's currently down in Laval, had 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Tanner Pearson, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Michael Pezzetta, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. Arbor Jacki, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points for the Sheriff. Jordan Harris, 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points. Jonathan Kovacevic, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. Surprised that he's a healthy scratch. Joshua Waugh, who's unfortunately out for more than likely the remainder of the year. 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Raphael Harpinard with a goal, 7 assists for 8 points. Christian Dvorak, who's also unfortunately out for the remainder of the year. And Jesse Linen, who feels like he's been out for the remainder of the year. 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Again, he was playing, but just he's been invisible for half the year. Jaden Struble, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. Gustav Lindstrom, when he was a Canadian, had 3 goals and assists for 4 points. Mitchell Stevens is currently down in Laval, had 2 goals and assists for 3 points. Kirby Doc, who's unfortunately out for the remainder of the year. Cayden Primeau and Sam Montembeault each have 2 assists. Brendan Gignac, who's currently down in Laval, has 1 NHL goal. That's the goal he scored with the Canadiens. No shit. Jake Allen, when he was a Canadian, had an assist. Cayden Primeau's got both of the Canadiens' shutouts. In terms of fights, Michael Pezzetta, he's got 7. Arbor Jacki, the Sheriff's got 5. Josh Anderson's got 4. Kaiden Guhle and Jonathan Kovacevic each have 2. Juraj Slafkovsky, Tanner Pearson, and Jaden Struble each have a singular fight this year. So yeah, that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share everything, which includes, but it's not limited to, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Rice. Subscribe to the Fluff Club, the Haste Club, the Hub Hub, and the Action if you remember the Mod Squad. Thank you for marking comments on streams and videos. It much greatly appreciated. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Yeah, my name is Harry Rice. Links in the description. I am the Amazon wishlist, the PO Box, the PayPal, the Discord, Letterboxd, Twitter account, the Twitch, Streamlabs, and the Habnormals podcast are down there as well. Today, because this is going up on Monday, on the Don't Puck with Media channel, we are having a live Pucking Around podcast episode. Come by and check that out. I believe it's at 8 o'clock. No, it should be, I can actually check on my schedule right now. 7:30 is probably. So, yeah, we have that going. Yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. I know Mario, always remember, no matter how bad we were last year, how okay we are like this year, how good we'll be like next year. Go Habs, go baby. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Rice, and I'm out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye guys. 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 Bye.